Welcome back everyone. Quickly, let's continue our discussion on CSS tables, and right now we will be discussing about CSS responsive table. A responsive table will display a horizontal scroll bar if the screen is too small to display the full content. So I'm going to show you, like if you're having a lot of columns on a row, if it's more than our screen, then we are going to have a scroll bar that we can drag to the left or right, to the top of bottom, and so on. So I'm going to show you how all this works together. We need to add a container element like div element with overflow -x and give it value of auto around the table element to make it responsive. I'm going to show you there's more to this, because not only this you have to know about, because there is a lot of things you have to know about this before it can work for you. So I want you to note something right here. In some operating system, which is like X, Lion on Mac, scroll bars are hidden by default and only shown when being used, even though overflow scroll is set. So I'm going to show you how this works together. So let's get started. This right here, I created this previously and I had something right here so you guys can be able to understand what I want to explain here in a better form. Firstly, on a row, if they ask you how many rows do we have in this table and how many columns do we have, how can you understand it now? We're having table head, but if we have to count it from the top to the bottom, we are having caption. Caption is also a row on its own. Table head right here is also a row on its own. This 1 2 3 we wrote here is also a row on its own. All this alpha 1 2 3 also is also a row on its own. So we are having 4 rows right here. 4 columns on a row, 3 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 columns on a row, and 1 column on a row. So how can you understand this very well? Back to our document. This is our document right here. As you can see, this is our table. Inside our table, we are having this caption is a row inside one row because it's a block element, and this table row also is also a block element, which is a row again. Another row, even this empty space is a row, but it's not count. So that's why we won't count it. This one is a row, is a row, is a row. So this one right here, we write right here also is also a row. So how can you create a row? I'm going to show you in deep details. To create a row, I'm deleting this one first. Let's reload. Can you see now we don't have anything? To create a row in HTML CSS table, just write tr, the tr element. Writing the tr element, this is defining a row for you. So inside here, you are going to, if it's table data you want to write or table head, two things involved. Definitely we can use our table data because it's data we want to write here. So td, this is one single column on a row. So I'm just going to call it column. Let me just call it col1. Let me call it 1. Yes, so you guys can be able to identify it easily. Can you see it's displayed there? This is one row. This is one column on a row from left to the right here without any break. That is a row from left to the right without any break. So this one is representing one row, one column on a row, and this one right here is representing 3 columns on a row, and this one right also at the top representing. So if I want to define another row like this, if I do like this, tr again, I give it td. If I give it td like that, I say any, I give it td again, I give it age. So if I save my document now, this is 2 columns on a row. This is any age. This one 2 columns on a row. I want you to understand the point right here. Anything from left to the right is a row. So anything you are now seeing there inside it as a block element on their own or inner element on their own, they are the column. This one is a row, is a column. This one is also another column, making 2 columns. This one is a column. This making 1 column on a row. This one is 2 columns on a row, and so on. That's how it works. So anytime you are now having a lot of row, a lot of columns, like let's say we create a new row like this, now add a lot of column like this. We add a lot of column that is very long. You understand? Can you see how this one is so long? Can you see? So that's where the form begins. Now let's save our document and reload. Can you see? Now this one is so long, so it scatter our document, even our caption. We are not able to see it again. That's why, can you see? Can you see? So now to control this is what we have to do. We have to enclose this our table completely inside what? Inside a div element. If not, it's not going to work. So inside this div element, you cannot give it style. Inside here, you cannot give it overflow. Overflow of what? The overflow X, you can now give it auto. But if you give it auto like this, you are going to see what will happen now. Let's reload. Can you see? When we reload, nothing happens to our document. That's why I'm saying that there is more to this. So the more to it is that you have to control the width of this div element is there. If not, it's not going to work. Now let me control the width of it. So I don't want to do all this styling right here. So I'm coming to the CSS our CSS section right here and define the width for our div element. After defining the width for it, let me give it width of 200 pixels. So when I save this now and reload my document first, let's reload. Can you see nothing happened yet, right? The funniest part is that immediately when I do like this, but before I do that, let's give it border. Let's see where our div element is. Border, let me give it red solid 2 pixels. I'm just giving it 2 pixels. Let's reload. Can you see? This is where our div element. Can you see our div element? Let me give it a blue color so you guys can see the blue color, the blue color clearly. Let me reload. Can you see this blue border right here is our div element where we want this our table, all this table to stay inside it by fire by force. We want it to be inside it. We don't want them to escape this border. So it's like we are creating a border. We are keeping them inside this entire. So as long as this thing is long like this, instead of scrolling through our document and unable to see our own page again, we don't want that. We want this ruler to pop up inside here, in somewhere inside our blue element, blue border right here, so that we can be able to scroll through this long colors, this long row. So let me this long color. So let me show you now what we are going to do now. What we are going to do now is that, if you notice very well, we have already specified. That's where the overflow comes up. The overflow X, because it's X. So you can just specify auto. When you give this auto now, you are going to see the magic now. Let's reload. Now the magic course. Immediately it grab all the elements inside the table element. Every element inside the table element, everything is now inside our div element automatically. Now we have created a border for them, like we jailed them inside this div element automatically. Now this div element now is now having the ruler instead of having it outside here. Now the ruler is popping out inside the div element. So the div element is now acting as the master, as the owner of the table automatically. So now we can now scroll inside the div element to see what other tables we have created so far. As you can see, we are now able to see the table. So I hope you get the point. If you don't get the points very well, I want you guys to reverse this playlist very well, to reverse this specific tutorial very well, so you can repeat, you can understand the main scope behind this. So just you can reverse it, so you can replay it, so that you can be able to see how I control this. So I control this, so everything is now inside this blue border, so they cannot go beyond the border I specified for them. So now that's why now no matter the amount of rows or column we specify inside this our table, now is everything is going to be captive inside this div element, because we have controlled the div element by specifying the overflow and by giving it width. Because if we don't give it width, let's say for instance now we remove this width now and we just give it overflow. Let's reload. Can you see now it's still big, but we can't control it. But if we bring the width back now and reload our document, now can you see we are able to see it? So let's say for instance I remove it again, I reload. Can you see even the border of our width is also enlarged? The border of our width also enlarged. Can you see it enlarged? So now we have to control the width so that the border of our width also can come. This is our blue border, the border of our width. Now when we reload our document, can you see now everything shrink? So every element, it carry everything, every element is sucking, it take them inside. It created a border for them. So now we are able to scroll through it, and it's very nice. Now we are able to see our home page. Everything is looking nice now. That's how you. But let's say for instance now you are doing this to your table element itself. Let's see what will happen. Let's reload our document. Can you see now it doesn't work with our table element? The overflow doesn't work with our table element. It only works with our div element. That's what I noticed right here, as you can see. So let's say for instance now the width of this, we don't specify it, we just specify table and we have the width there. Let's save our document and see if it's still going to work like this. Can you see it doesn't work despite the fact that we specify. So the only way it can work is when you control the div itself. If you don't control the width of the div itself, it's never going to work. That's how everything works nicely. So I want you guys to please try all your possible best to reverse this anytime you get confused. I don't want you guys to think I'm performing any miracle right here. So let me bring a data that is very long and paste it inside this place. Let me remove this table entirely and paste another table that is very long and paste it inside this our opening and closing div element. Because we have controlled the overflow of our div from here at this top section right here, our border, our table is going to look nice, and we are going to be able to see the this is a very long, this is one long table like that. I'm going to paste it inside our div element here. When after pasting it, let me save my document. You are going to see what will happen. It's never going to go beyond this border. Can you see when I reload? Now it's not going beyond the border, and I can be able to I can stroll with this ruler. Can you see? I can see everything, and if I want, I can increase it also. I can increase the width of our div also. I can increase the width to like 500, and I can increase the height also if I want. It just depends on. Can you see? It's up to 500 now, and I can still shift like this. Can you see? It's very nice and it's very useful. And even I can increase the height also. I can give this height also. When I give it height property, I give it 400. I can give it 600 issue, and it's still going to work nicely. I want you guys to please practice this, because practice make perfect. Can you see? Everything is working perfectly now. It just depends on what you want to do. Please practice make perfect. I don't want us to take too much of our time right here. Now when I reload my document, can you see whatever value I specify inside here is acting towards it? So everything is working perfectly. Anwar Akorede ayofe is my name. Can you see it's working nicely? I wish to see you guys next time to the next tutorial. Peace and love. Have a great day. Thank you so